to the story. It's story time with Skye. You can fall in love and laugh until you cry. It's story time with Skye. It's story time with Skye.
Welcome to Storytime with Skye. I'm your host, New York Times bestselling author Skye Warren. Every week, I tell a brand new story based on the heroes, heroines, and meet-cutes that you want to hear about. I bring on some of my favorite romance authors as guests to help me craft a hilarious, steamy, and ultimately romantic story with a guaranteed happily ever after. So pour a glass of something fun. Welcome to the story. Hi, everyone. I'm Skye Warren, host of Storytime with Skye, and I'm here with my very cool guest today, Claire Contreras. Hi, Claire.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Doing great.
Oh my God, I didn't even notice you have a typewriter next to you.
Yeah.
Is it for show? Do you use it?
It's absolutely for sure. I haven't even tried to use it, but I doubt it has ink. I don't know.
It's very cute. It's like very old style, like old.
It is.
I mean, not that I guess there are really that many recent typewriters, but still.
But still.
Okay, so if readers don't know, Claire Contreras is a New York Times bestselling author. Her books range from romantic suspense to contemporary romance and are currently translated into over 15 languages. She's a breast cancer survivor, mother, and wife. Claire was born in the Dominican Republic and raised in Miami, but she currently resides in Charlotte, North Carolina. When she's not writing, she's usually lost in a book. Are you in North Carolina right now?
I am, yeah.
Okay, I for some reason thought you still lived in Florida.
No, I go back often. So people are always confused. They're like, oh, you're in Miami again? And I'm like, yeah, our family's there. So I'm there a lot.
That makes sense. That's good. Okay, so today we're going to tell a story, and we have these three prompts for the hero, the heroine, and like the meet cute or setup or some element, story element, basically. And I'm going to give you each one, and you can give me like if you have any initial thoughts, like, yay, I've done that, or I don't know about that, but or whatever. Okay, first one, hero. We're actually going to go super traditional here, billionaire.
Okay. I love billionaires. That's perfect.
I love billionaires. I know. I feel like for Storytime with Skye, oftentimes we'll do ones that are like a little just bit more like tropey, like, oh, he's a rancher or something. And then at some point I'm like, I've done 3 ranchers and I never write ranchers. So I'm like, you know what? He's a billionaire and he can be any kind. We can just do whatever makes sense for us. Heroine, violinist.
Oh, okay. I like this.
Yes. Which I have actually written a violinist.
Yeah, you did. I remember that book.
Yes. But it can be any background, whatever. And then the sort of meet cute or setup is secret society.
Okay.
And I know you've written secret society.
Yeah. And I love secret society. I love anything that's secretive. So secret society is like my jam.
Yes. I feel like these are good ingredients to put into the pot.
For sure.
I feel like I would read that. But instead, we have to come up with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so what do we think? Violinist, okay, secret society. What kind of secret society do you think it should be? It's got to have a violinist and a billionaire involved somehow.
It could be a secret society like in college, like a university, and it could be like a music type of secret society, like the arts. There's, I'm sure, secret society like for the arts people.
For the arts. It's true. It does make total sense that there would be. And not just like for the arts in general, but like specifically for music, I think.
Yeah, probably. There has to be a secret society at Berkeley. There's a secret society there. Everybody at Berkeley. No.
Okay, so they've got this, or I do like that. And I just, the other option would be a secret society with the billionaires, and she's like playing there. She's been hired to play.
Okay.
No, I'm fine with either way though. I was just like,
that could work. That could work. Yeah, that works, obviously. I mean, anything with billionaires works. I feel like that's why it's so popular. You can do anything with billionaire.
I feel like you and I have both done secret societies in university.
Yeah.
So in a way, it makes more sense for us, but it also might be like, we've already done that. And I don't want to go too close to it or whatever.
Yeah.
In particular, I'm still like in the middle of a series about it.
So, okay, so then yeah. I don't know. I think the one that I did, it was like you join and once you're in, they give you like $50,000 or something, or they give you money once you're in.
Uh-huh.
You have to pass all their challenges,
Yeah.
and then you're in, and then they give you the money. So
Okay.
I feel like billionaires can do that. Billionaires can do anything. But yeah, I like the idea that they're meeting and they hired her to go entertain them, like off to the side though, because
Right.
he's just playing.
And really, the thing is, he's a billionaire, but he can be, and like, he could still, it still could have been a secret society he joined in college. In fact, he could actually be
Yeah.
in college and just be like an heir to a fortune. So it's not, he has to be a certain age.
Yeah, what if like she's there and then something happens, like somebody kills somebody or something, and then she's there and she witnesses it, and then he has to kidnap her basically
Oh,
to keep her mouth shut.
okay. I like that. What if he's a little bit her savior and her kidnapper? What if something starts going down? It's bad. They're getting attacked by other dark secret society.
Yeah.
Not, they're already dark, but they're not like that dark. They just have,
Right.
they do stunts and they do, what do they do? Gambling. They do orgies, but they don't hurt anyone, whatever. So the bad secret society is, or not even the bad secret society. It could be some guy they like kicked out
Yeah,
because
that
he
would
was
work.
too bad. So like he starts getting revenge on them. It was like all their secret lair stuff. So maybe it's these either like either shooting or even like a fire or something breaks out, and he first like dives in to protect her. Like maybe while she's playing, the regular thing is happening. He's like notices her, likes her, maybe even like chats her up when she's having a break. And she might be like, I'm doing this for the money, but I'm not interested in the society. I think she's got to be like intrigued, but not actually, oh, I don't want to join. I don't want to be part of this. Like, I'm focused on my music.
Right.
Musicians are like, they have to be focused on the music. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. I
Of
feel like.
course. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And also, it's not like they just started getting focused. Like that's the thing. If you want to be an engineer, like you can start being interested when you're like a freshman. Whereas like if you're a musician, you had to start when you were like 8 and then just live that.
Exactly. It's like a lifelong thing.
Yeah.
For
So
sure.
she's absolutely not, I'm not interested. He's gonna just he's like looking at her, interested in her. So then something scary breaks out. He like his first instinct is grab her, make sure she's safe.
I like that.
And I feel like it cuts you down to that primal place
Yeah.
in danger. And you're like, oh, I don't even know what he's wearing. Is he like in a suit or is he in just like nice clothes, whatever? And she's like probably wearing like a white collared shirt and like black pants, like very professional type of thing. Or maybe they made them dress up in like Greek goddess wear or something. And she's like, I hate this. This is so embarrassing, but I need the money. So, okay. But it's very like costumey.
Yeah.
And then they have this moment. Maybe he like hides her underneath the stage or something. And it's very primal. And like costumes fall away.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that.
And okay. And so then, but maybe in the aftermath, actually, as they're picking it up, they're like, we've got to strike back. We've got to get rid of this guy. Like, he's obviously not going to leave us alone. And he's going to also like threaten our secrets. That's, I think, I feel like that's got to be a scary part, like of being a secret society and sharing your secrets with everyone. Like you vet them before they come in, but you don't know what they're gonna change and become.
Exactly. Yeah. What if they already met, right? At somewhere they met, and he hires her because she just brushed him off because she was so focused on this. He's the one who hires her to be there.
Yes, I love that. I love that. So he
So
could
they already have the connection. So like when he takes her under the stage or whatever, it's already
for sure. I feel like what if he's a graduate student? He's like middle between, so he's not like all the way undergrad, but he's not whatever. He's like a graduate student. He does care about school, but he obviously is pretty devoted to this secret society as well.
right.
And he sees her, chats her up. Maybe he can tell she's broke. Maybe she's like looking through, oh, maybe she's like pulling the little tabs off, like the job board, like looking at the jobs. And maybe she even puts up one about like a violinist for hire. And he like chats her up. She shuts him down. And then like when she's gone, he just takes the whole paper off. He doesn't want
Yes. Exactly. I like that. That's what I was gonna say too. Like he has to take the whole paper.
Yeah, no one can be calling her. Absolutely not. So he hires her. I do think he would like almost, I do think he would try to make her wear something she would not want to wear, right? Like she'd be like, I'm going to wear my very boring professional outfit. And he's going to have to either be like evening wear or he's going to have to be like costume.
Exactly. Yeah, because maybe when he meets her, she's wearing like a sweater and like sweats or something.
Yeah,
And
it's his way of teasing her a little bit. Get out of your comfort zone.
yep. I like it.
Okay, so then in the aftermath, they're picking up and being like, we've got to get back at this guy. And they look over and they realize, oh, she knows too much.
Yeah. And then I'll handle this.
Yeah. And maybe like they're normally not the sort of super evil. They're not always going around hurting people, but like they feel very threatened right now.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it brings out like the most intense impulses in them.
Exactly. So they're like freaking out and he's probably, no, don't worry, I'll handle it. Maybe they just want to pay her off and just whatever, be done with it. But he's like,
which like the bad part about that is that she'd probably take it and then it like ruins the confidence.
Yeah, exactly. It has to be something that
She wasn't going to tell anyone anyway, and I need money.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, no, you're
okay. What if they do this? What if they're like, we've got to discredit her? Like she's here on a scholarship or something like that. Ooh.
Hold on. How the heck does this happen? Mind you, I turned off my thing I put my phone on airplane. How do I do this again? Okay, here we go. No. Damn it. Okay.
Okay. Totally fine. Okay, so where did we leave it? Oh, I think what I was going to say is what if they are just like, we're not going to physically harm her per se, because that's a little far. Plus, then I don't know. Maybe they could do that, but they could also say, someone could suggest it, which would definitely freak her out.
Of course. Yeah.
And maybe there was a fire and they could be like, who's to know if we just say she was lost in the fire. And exactly. They say it like in front of her and in front of him. And he's thinking to himself, I'm not going to let it happen. But she doesn't know that. He doesn't just come out and say that.
Exactly. Yeah. He's like playing along with it.
Yeah. And then because he knows them. And so maybe someone else suggests, like, maybe we just ruin her so that way no one will believe her. And so it's all very bad sounding to her. And he, like you said, he's like, I'll take care of it. And then takes her back to his place. And she's just terrified. She doesn't know if she's about to get murdered. She doesn't know what's going to happen. But either way, going to his place is definitely not what she had in mind.
Exactly. Yeah. And then he takes her, right? And then I don't know. She's like trying to fight him the whole way because she's like, you're not who I thought you were. And she just like automatically hates him now. Not hates him, but is automatically like scared of him a little bit because she doesn't know what he's gonna do. And then he can't be like super nice when they get, I don't know.
Well, I think he's got the whole like rich boy vibe, and she has learned not to trust that. So she didn't even trust him when she first met him.
Yeah, exactly.
And so now it's just worse. He has so far fulfilled everything she believed about like rich boys.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
I also wonder if it was like spring break or something. Because I don't know if we want them to just like still have to go to class or something. So what if she was putting it up right before spring break to get some work because she like now has time between classes. And so then he can actually take her up to like his family's estate or something, like an estate that's not being used, just like one of their many houses. And it's like
2 hours away.
Exactly. It's far enough out of the way that she can't just walk away, even if she like get out. But he also keeps her on the edge of like being a little bit sinister, a little bit dark, not reassuring her, but also not hurting her. So she's
are you good? Are you bad? What are you gonna do?
It almost feels like it would be strange at some point, like to physically fight like someone who is, I'm actually not hurting you. This food is delicious. You're in the most comfortable bed. All of your needs are being taken care of. And then he's got to she already has her violin with her, right? Because she was playing it. She has her violin. This is all I need. I know I shouldn't be okay with being held this way.
Right. But I can make music here. So
I know, but it's in a way, they might even have an actual room that's either like a ballroom or a music room or just something where like she really loves it and she can play there. and like it has like maybe skylights or something like that, and she can look at the stars.
That would be nice. That sounds really nice. I mean, I would want to get kidnapped like that for sure. I would. I'd sign.
Yeah, it would be like the version of Beauty and the Beast, like the library, but for like musicians.
Exactly. Exactly. I love it. I think that's great.
But what is his end game here? Like he obviously likes her, he's into her. They might have some like mildly threatening but still hot, sexy moments. But what is he thinking he's going to do with her long term? Or
That's what I that's where I get stuck. I don't know because what's gonna happen that she's gonna want to leave because she's gonna have to want to leave. And
she's
he's
definitely going to be fighting him. But I wonder if part of his end game is first of all, I want it to be personal between him and the guy they kicked out. Like he got the guy kicked out. Like maybe they were best friends.
Okay.
And he caught the guy doing something like just he knew he was a little bit dark and had a vibe, but he was like he caught him doing something like in his opinion horrific. So he had to get him kicked out. And so the friend doesn't just have a vendetta against the society, he has it against him specifically.
Okay. Yeah.
And so what if they're like, we're only under threat because of this guy who knows all our secrets and who's out there. This girl is a problem, but not a huge problem. The guy's the bigger problem. We just don't want any loose threads right now. And so what if the hero thinks to himself, okay, if I can neutralize the guy, the evil guy, the threat, then everyone will calm down and she'll be able to go back to college, which ultimately is my goal. And he's thinking to himself, as your heroes do. And by then, I will have gotten her out of my system.
Exactly. Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Obviously,
Yeah, I
I'm
like
not
that.
trying to commit in any way, shape, or form. Just going to have a little fling while I keep her away, hidden away. And also while I'm like on the back end working to neutralize the threat.
I like this. But then I feel like that guy has to be a threat to her. You know what I mean? Like something has to happen where he is a threat to her.
I think if they were friends, then they know each other really well. And the friend is going to be able to tell that, okay, supposedly you just have this girl for the purposes of keeping her silent while this is happening or whatever. But I know that you would not do this for any other girl, and that the way you are acting is a sign that you care about her. So if I can mess with her, then I'm messing with you.
Exactly.
I also think they need it to be where someone in the secret society is a spy for him.
Yeah.
Because
Maybe
otherwise,
maybe they go to his house where
right.
she is, and then he tells the guy.
Right. So like actual society members go to his house and are just updating him. We have
Mhm.
looked for him. This is what we found. And he allows this because maybe he suspects there is a spy, but you can't distrust everyone right now, maybe. Or maybe he's not sure there's a spy. I don't know. Or maybe he figures it out once these guys come and they're like, okay, hero, here's the updates. And then they leave. And then suddenly there's a threat to her. And he's okay, that had to have happened because one of those guys told him.
Exactly. Maybe the guy shows up at his house.
I think he shows up. I think, what if it's one of those like properties that's got grounds, right? And so what if she's taking a walk, which like he still allows her to do, and she comes across this guy who looks just like he fits in with all the rest of them. And he just talks to her casually. She thinks he's just visiting, like the other guys who visited.
Of course.
And he talks to her, and he can even be charming. So he charms her. Maybe those twisted things where she almost trusts him more than she trusts the hero.
Yeah.
And I can get you away or something. I know that he's holding you hostage, and I can get you to safety because I'm not okay with his bad behavior. And maybe she's tempted. Maybe she agrees. But maybe he does something that finally she finds suspicious and she pulls back, and then he starts to force her, and then she starts to fight. And then that sound draws the hero who like fights him and then kicks him off the property. But at that point, the hero is going to be like losing his shit, right? And so it's going to be tough because now he knows he can't trust anyone. And also, he is going to like literally lock her in the house, because how could he let her roam around now?
Exactly.
It's
For her own good.
But she was like barely dealing with it before, and now she's gonna really rebel. This is really kidnapping, and I've got to get loose. So she's gonna really be trying harder than I think she even was before to get out.
Right.
Maybe
Like now she's actually trying to get out.
right. She tried a little, but she's, oh, it's so nice here. I don't know. And whenever he would play the game, I feel like it's a little cat and mouse where he'd push her to be nervous, and then when he'd see that she's too nervous, he'd lull her back into.
Exactly. You're safe.
He's a what?
You're safe.
Oh, exactly. You're safe enough that you don't want to fight. But by this time, she's no. Obviously, I can't trust any of you guys, and I have to just leave. That's what I've got to do. And so she could be like trying to get to his phone when he's not looking, or just in general, like literally trying to escape through a window. She's going to just start being more aggressive with trying to get out, but he's going to be thwarting her also.
Maybe he takes her phone, and that's like why you are kidnapping me, because if you weren't, or like you're holding me hostage, because if you weren't, I would have my phone at least.
Yeah.
No, but I can't give it to you because obvious romance reasons. I can't.
Well, like you'll get tracked, and you're not safe.
Exactly.
And I think it's hard because like at this point, I feel like we're in the second half, and like he's turned a corner where he really does care about her. He still may not ready to be like, oh, I'm committing to her or whatever, but he does genuinely care about her way more than just like, I want to have sex with you. And so he really is concerned for her safety now in a way that like he wasn't before. And she actually is in danger. Like he's right about that, even though it's hard for her to understand that or really believe it or trust him. The fact that he does know that like right now, if she were to go back to school and just live in her dorm, that this guy would definitely use her to hurt him. So maybe there's someone he trusts. Maybe it's just like one other guy, or it could be like a literal brother or something like that.
Yeah. Maybe his brother visits and he's, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
And then that conversation happens and he's, mind your own business. And then she's in trouble. And then she's
brother to be like an ex-member of the secret society, like he was in it when he was younger, but then he just aged out. Or do we want him to be like dramatically opposed to the secret society from the moment he heard about it?
I think he's probably opposed to it. I feel like opposed to it would be better, because I think once you're in a secret society, you're always in it. So I think he hates the secret society. He hates that whole thing.
Hated it. Okay.
Yeah.
And I've always hated it. And this is like the worst. They've turned you into this person who is holding this girl hostage. This
Exactly.
is my brother. This is not you. Okay.
So what if the brother Matt like actually does sneak her out?
I know I'm torn on that. Like I like him. It makes sense that he would want to sneak her out, but I also like him having enough loyalty to his brother.
His brother, that's a thing. Yeah.
That's tough. But I think he could still maybe convince himself that he's doing it for his brother's own good.
Yeah, and he could even tell him that, like whenever the brother confronts him, he can be like, this is not you. I'm trying to help you. This is not you.
Yeah, totally.
And then the girl gets attacked while she's in school or whatever.
He's going to be like, you don't know, she's really not safe. And he was like, I took basic precautions, but basic precautions are not good enough.
Yeah, maybe the guy was waiting for her already at her place.
Mm-hmm.
So when she walks in, he's already there.
Yes.
And the brother doesn't know because he didn't go in with her. Or he didn't like stay there. He
can't just be with her the whole time, really. There's just, okay, here's what he's going to do. He's not going to just hurt her right at the dorm. That doesn't really, he could, but it's a little bit, it's not what he wants. He wants a showdown.
Yeah.
He's going to maybe go back to the lair, but like the secret society is not there right now. And maybe he even like locks them out. Like he's like, it's mine now. Maybe he was like sort of part of his plan to take over and make it be what he wanted it to be. Like whenever they would pull back from doing something that was like too evil, he'd be like, you guys are wimps. You should be bigger and stronger than this. So that's almost part of his plan, like to take it over. Like maybe he feels like he could have taken it over.
Right.
Okay.
Sorry, your dog is so cute. He like popped his head up.
Oh, hi, Bronte. Hey, baby girl. She had
pay attention to me. So cute.
Acting like I tortured her, obviously. It's just the worst possible thing that could have happened to her.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's over there in the lair, just acting like he owns the place.
And
Alone.
maybe he like sends a video or something.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
you
yeah.
have to find out.
I'm like picturing, remember in Aladdin when Jafar had taken over and
Yes. Oh, yeah.
his clothes turned black and red and he had like her in chains.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. That was a great, honestly, that was a great scene.
I know. Talk about scenes that would not ever get made right now.
I know. Yeah, that would never happen. That's hilarious.
So that's what's happening right now, basically. Just exactly like that. And
Exactly like that.
so he's got to come save the day. He's got to he's got to I think I think he knows he needs help, right? Because because he's probably been instructed to come in and you'll have to take out any weapons you have. And he's that's just she would get hurt. So
Right.
that's gonna work. But I have to look like I'm complying, but I can't actually be complying. So I think I was like trying to think to myself, should he involve the brother or the secret society?
The brother would obviously help in that at that point. The brother would be like,
Yeah.
I'll help you. And maybe he just 100% I'll help you. And maybe maybe the secret society and the brother are maybe the brother wants to help and then he has to end up calling somebody in the secret society because of whatever reason, like to get in there quietly or something.
Yeah, I think that even though the bad guy is going to Jafar, if you will, even if though he's going to he's going to insist that the hero come and be unarmed and alone and everything, he's going to assume that the secret society is going to be helping him.
Yeah,
Because he just knows that they're a society. They like stick together. That's what they do. But what he's not going to be expecting is the brother.
exactly.
So maybe it is both, but I think the brother is the one who like ultimately saves the day.
So maybe the secret society comes in, maybe he's dealing with them, whoever comes, and the guy, and he's already like totally focused on them. So he's not expecting the brother to come from the air vent or wherever he comes from.
Exactly. This the one like secret tunnel that only the hero knew about and no one else, and had never even told his like very best friend.
Exactly.
Also, I think even before the saving, like when he comes in, you know how there's like a monologue, the villain has to like monologue.
Yeah. He has to, yes.
Otherwise, how will everyone know what his
motives?
I think I want him to monologue like how actually betrayed he felt that like they could have taken over the world basically with this society together. That's what he had planned for them to do. And he felt really betrayed when the hero turned his back on him. And the hero was like, you did XYZ horrific things. So yeah, I did. Right. And maybe he never like explained that fully to the heroine. So she understands now how evil he was. Like I want it to be the thing where the hero is like dark and looks very just like dark, just like he has a countenance that you would be like, he could do something evil. And the villain has this cherubic, like blonde curls thing. And so it just shocked her that he could do such a thing.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Yes, but yes, definitely. So she's looking at the hero. Oh, you really are the hero.
Yes. And I also want him to say, even before the hero walks in, I want her to be like, I don't know why you're doing this. He doesn't care about me. He's not even going to come, probably.
Exactly.
And obviously he does come, but that still doesn't convince her. I think like it has to come out when he's doing the monologue. Like the villain has to be like, of course I picked her. I could tell the way you were acting. You just don't act like that. And the hero, I don't know, would he try to refuse it right then, or would he just like actually complain about his feelings right there in this moment? Not like to her. I don't think he would turn to her and be like, I love you. But I just mean, would he admit, yeah, like you saw me and you saw right. You do know me well enough for that.
I guess it depends. I mean, it could, if he does, then he can be like, now you know how much she means to me and you know what I'm willing to do to keep her safe. Oh,
yeah, he also could go along with that because of stalling purposes.
Or he can just refuse it But then I don't know. That could go both ways, and I feel I like it when the guys know she doesn't mean anything to me, and the girl thinks that, and then it's at the end.
Oh, you know when we can do that? I think that can be earlier. What if, remember when those guys from the society visit him?
Yes,
The update, they can be in the library and she can go listen because she's what's going on. And they can be like, you should bring her back. You should let us handle her. You're obviously getting a little too wrapped up in her. And he can be like, no, it's just sex. And that's going to really hurt her and also make her want to run.
exactly.
But I think at this point, I think it'd be hard to deny it just because.
Yeah, he came.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. Yeah, I guess he could say it. He could say it without saying it.
Yes. I also think he needs to, like, when the guys bust in, he's going to do his heroics of the moment. He's not going to wait till they come in and get him. He's going to, the moment he's like distracted and his head turns, he's going to launch himself at him.
Right.
And there's going to be mayhem. Maybe it's worse because one of the guy who was his secret spy all along turns on them in that moment, does have an ally or two that they didn't know about. But then I think like he has to really like, I wanted to mirror the first scene where he covers her own body with his.
Exactly. Yeah. So obviously mayhem breaks out, and it's the bad guy, Jafar, and I guess the other guy who's like in with him. They start like doing stuff. There could only be probably one more secret society guy though for it to like work, or maybe two.
Yeah, he could have been like working on a faction, especially if he's trying to take over.
Right.
And there also could be a lot of people who, there could be multiple people who are like, listen, if you manage to take over, I will back you, but I'm not willing to betray them right now.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe while they're doing all that, somebody gets a gun or something, and then that's when the hero goes to cover her.
Yes. Does he get shot?
I think he should, right?
I think he should. You know what I mean? Just, it's an appropriate response to him kidnapping her. You know what I mean? That's not why he's getting shot, but it also.
Yeah, because then he gets shot, and then obviously, I don't even know how this whole scene is going to end, because are they going to kill these guys, or are they going to wait until the cops get there type of thing? Either way, the hero has to get to the hospital. And so he leaves to the hospital, and they're apart completely. And then she's technically free of him, but she like needs to go see him because she doesn't want to be free of him.
What if that's kind of the brother's role? I'm going to help you, but also I'm not going to let the secret society just like murder everyone. While the hero is busy being shot and focused on the heroine when he's not being shot, the brother is, hey guys, the police are on their way. I suggest, like, you can scramble if you want, but I suggest you just like fess up, and not like fess up about your entire society, but I think, yeah, these guys were evil, and just turn them over.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that works better.
Versus massacre, it's just a dark way to end a romance.
It is for sure. It is for sure. Yeah, so they hand them over to the police. While this is happening, the hero's taken to the hospital. The hero's brother tells her, like, that's it, go home, forget about him.
Yes. I'm
sorry this happens. I'll give you money, whatever. Just, that's it. Right. And then she does, because she's still freaking out, scared, but then she's home or whatever, and I miss him. I can't just go home.
Yeah, exactly. Like, in the chaos, she doesn't know what to do. He's airlifted away from her. They're not in any way, they're not even really dating by that kind of standard. So she is, okay, I guess I'll go back to my dorm. I guess I'm safe now. Okay, but now they're apart, and they're both sad. Yeah, and the hero's there. Maybe she doesn't go right away, because they have to. There's a practical element of her finding. He can't be found unless he or his family wants him to be found. You know what I mean? Oh, true. Okay. Yeah. So then we could make it where she does find him. I'm just saying, we could also make it where she can't find him. Exactly. Yeah, and then she goes to the brother and she's like, please, I need to see him. And he's like, no, you brought out like the worst in him. You're part of that whole thing. He needs to. Yeah, he can't do this anymore. Yeah. And then she like
I don't know, would she, I guess she would have to like beg him, or because she can't really prove anything at that point because,
So the thing is, she can go back to school, but I think he doesn't, even though he's a graduate student. He doesn't return that semester because he's been shot. It's
right.
just like, he's
Yeah.
like, they just tell the school, hey, he's recovering. He's gone for the semester. He'll be back later.
Yeah.
And so what if the way they get back together is like through the bulletin board?
Oh, that would be cute.
Yeah. Either she puts up another note, and maybe also the brother or his own morality has convinced him to leave her alone.
Yeah.
He's okay, yeah, it probably was wrong to kidnap her.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, she's probably better off without me. She like never really chose me, right? So she has to choose him now.
So she has to, exactly. So she has to put up like the bulletin like everywhere.
And it has to be very clearly, it can't just be like violinist for hire. It has to be very clearly like up for him.
Exactly. Yeah, maybe they have like by then, I would assume they have some type of inside joke that only they know about.
Yeah.
And then it could even involve like how he hired her or whatever, any something like that. And then she just writes it there and then she like puts it everywhere. So he has to see it. And
Yeah, what if he has her dress up in like the Greek toga or whatever it is, because he's like, oh, you're like my muse or something like that. And then whatever it is that he has her dress up as, there's like a little clip art of this Greek lady playing an instrument, and this is one muse for hire, call this number or whatever. Just to make it, other people might call just because they're curious, but that is not the point.
exactly. I think that's a good one. I think yeah, because she hated that in the beginning, the way he made her dress up and all that.
Exactly.
But and then he like explained to her about the muse thing or said it, and then she's oh.
Or what if it's even like a goddess or something, which muse is still pretty great, but goddess, it would be like, it feels like when he says it at the beginning, it feels like he's mocking her.
Yes.
Because she doesn't feel like a goddess, but
right.
It was always the truth.
Yeah.
It could also be a little bit like Never Been Kissed, where instead of just being like, call this number, it's meet me here at this time and place. And it's like public a little.
That would be cute. If he doesn't see it in time.
She's got a really blanket.
Oh my gosh. This is why I take so long to write anything, because I overthink every little dumb, like the dumbest things. I'll be like, yeah, but they can't meet there because, he can't write that because if she writes that, she's going to be waiting forever.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So she's got to blanket, and so she's got to be sure he has seen it. But then I also want him to not have seen it because he's so depressed that he like doesn't even go out anymore. But it's so unlike him. So he's obviously seen it. So I think one of his friends, like maybe his brother or probably his society friends, because he's still in it. He still cares about them because obviously community is important to him.
Yeah.
And so they show him, they're like, man, you are missing this. And he's like, oh my God, I might be too late. And then they have to like run across campus. You know what I mean? It's like slow motion.
Yeah, that would be cool. And then she's like leaving, she's going somewhere, or maybe she's not in her dorm when he goes and she's gone. And like her dorm maybe is like empty. Maybe it's she's moving dorms or something. So that's it. I missed her 100%. And then she like goes back to get something and then they see each other and then
it's got to be like I think it's got to be a special place like on campus, but not even her dorm, because she would be at her dorm for a long, like more. I think it's got to be like meet me at noon on this day at
that place,
at the place where we met or something. And so she's there and then she's giving up on him. He's not coming. And to her, doesn't mean he didn't see it. To her, it means he's choosing not to be with me.
Exactly. Yeah. He doesn't want to.
Sex, and it wasn't a real thing.
Exactly. Yeah. So he's not coming. That's it. And then he actually shows up.
Yeah.
Finally. Because she's been going every single day since she put that up at that time, just in case.
And so he has to do like a grand declaration.
Exactly.
Even though it was clear that he liked her, like we really have to hear it, I think, all the way.
Of course. Yeah. At that point, it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I know you thought I was mocking you, but actually I have been obsessed with you ever since I saw you. And but he will acknowledge I was still too just cocky and whatever to really even approach her normally, right? Because he didn't approach her normally. He wasn't like, hey, I'm really interested. He had to approach in this cocky manner that turned her off.
Of course, yeah. And she was like, who are you? And all that. She was turned off from the beginning. And then obviously the kidnapping. I think it's good. I think
I think it's good too. Okay, so that's like the last chapter. What would be like the epilogue?
it would have to be something with her and her violin, but also I don't know how he's gonna be involved. What I mean, I don't.
Yeah, the question is she going to be inducted into the secret society or?
She could be. She could be. Or maybe the whole time when she's kidnapped, they're talking about her goals and her dream is to play at whatever place, right?
Yeah.
And in the epilogue, that's what she's doing.
Yeah, but I still want all the society people to be there and clapping for her because
They could go and support her. Or maybe by then she is part of the secret society. And then they go and support her because and it's somehow it's known that like when she sees them in the audience or something, she sees all the people and she's like, those are her people now.
Yeah, this is like my family because we didn't talk about any of her family, so I think like she doesn't really have a big one.
Exactly. Yeah, no, she wants a family. She wants to be accepted by like people.
Yeah. And almost like the music was a replacement for that.
Exactly.
But it also was a cold replacement.
Exactly. Yeah. And she's used to being alone. And that's why she like went full on with the music because this can't disappoint me.
Yeah. I like it. Music cannot walk out on you. But it's so much better when people she loves are in the audience.
Exactly.
Okay, what would it be called?
Ooh. Oh my God, this is bad because I am terrible with my titles. Like I come up with I don't even know how I come up with my titles, but I rarely come up with them before, or even when I know, I guess when I write it. I don't know. It would have to be something billionaire-ish though.
Yeah, something music-ish, but my brain was just like playing for 11. I'm like, no, that sounds like sports. What about secret notes?
That would be nice. Secret notes.
With stuff on the cover. Yeah.
I like that. Secret notes. But it has to be clear on the cover that it's like notes like music. For sure. Because you know how then it's like people think they're writing notes to each other.
Which they are not doing. The thing on the board is a little bit notes like. It's not the same.
That's true.
But it's
that's true. That's true.
In secret notes, it's the secret society.
I think that's a good one.
Okay. We'll go with that. And so my final question for you is if listeners enjoyed Secret Notes, what is the first book of yours that they should read?
I guess Half Truths.
Yes. Because
that's Secret Society. And yeah, the girl is the billionaire in that one, but it's not like she's like the mystery is there. The betrayal is there for sure. The suspense, the drama.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so we will put the links to Half Truths in the show notes. So if you're listening, you can just click down onto your phone or wherever you're listening and read it. So thank you so much for joining us, Claire. I had a good time. I like this story.
I know, me too. I love this. This was great. This is great because it makes me actually be a little bit creative so I can actually write my own things now.
It is so funny. It does get the juices flowing for me, which is really important because I always wanted a podcast. But even though I enjoy interviews because I like talking to people and just like finding out about them, I feel like drained and tired after. Whereas when I do these, I'm like, the wheels are turning, right? Like I could actually just do something right after this.
Yeah, I think it's really good for that, for sure. I think this will be great for me, for sure.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to Storytime with Skye. I hope you enjoyed the story we crafted this week. Please subscribe so you don't miss a new episode, and leave a review so that other listeners can find our show. We always put links for any books we discuss, as well as books by the guest author in the show notes, so you can definitely find something new to read. And if you want to help choose our romance adventure, be sure to join our Facebook group, Storytime with Skye. That's where we gather suggestions and poll our readers, just like you, to find out what our next story will be. Thank you for being part of the story.
Welcome to the story. It's story time with Skye.